Hello and welcome to CTR Cyber 5. 5 tips in 5 minutes to improve cybersecurity internal controls. I'm your host, Jenny Hederman, Risk Counsel with the Office of the Comptroller. Our guest today is William McNamara, Comptroller of the Commonwealth. Comptroller McNamara has an extensive business and financial background, most recently in the public sector at the Massachusetts Department of Revenue, where he implemented new strategies to analyze the impact of economic changes and federal laws on taxpayers, and the Executive Office for Administration and Finance, where he oversaw budgeting and spending across several key agencies and in IT. Comptroller McNamara also has a 20-year career in the private sector in finance and management in the investment industry. And his recent message to kick off Cybersecurity Awareness Month is to help Commonwealth agencies and to help you become more secure in the way you work now. Comptroller McNamara is our kickoff speaker in the CTR Cyber 5 series, and we welcome Comptroller McNamara.
Thank you very much, Jenny. Very glad to be here with you today and to talk about the Cyber 5 program. The need for all of us to work together to safeguard the Commonwealth's funds, data, and systems is at the top of my agenda as controller. When I took up this role about 18 months ago, 2 events made the urgency very clear. First, quite literally, on the day that I was sworn in as controller, there was a breach in one of the state entities, causing a 7-figure outflow to a fraudster. My first hours were focused on cybercrime, not in prevention, as we're doing today, but on an actual loss and its impact to the Commonwealth. Second, in a much larger event that continues to impact us all, the pandemic hit. When I started at the end of February 2020, the pandemic was a dark cloud on the horizon. But within just a few weeks, people across the state were conducting business from their homes, away from the systems and processes that had been in place for decades. The flexibility and dedication of the state's workforce was and remains remarkable in this situation, but there's no doubt that cybersecurity risk was elevated as a result. That's why in this program, we will be sharing practical tips and steps that all of you can take to help protect your department in the way you work, or perhaps I should say in the many different ways that we now work in today's business environment. So with that, let's move on to our first cyber tip, tone from the top. When you make cybersecurity a priority, bringing it into focus at every appropriate point, then those who work with you, whether they report to you, are your peers, or are your colleagues in other agencies, will recognize that you walk the walk and don't just talk the talk. Let's move on to cyber tip number 2. Enterprise security standards as part of your internal control plan. The state's risk professionals and IT experts, with EOTS in the lead, have developed rigorous standards and risk management capability and practices. By respecting those standards and operating within them, we can dramatically reduce our vulnerability. Let's move on to cyber tip 3. Everyone has a role. We talked about the tone from the top, but that really becomes effective when everyone in the organization embraces their role. It's easy to tell people that they have cybersecurity responsibilities. What really matters is how you react when someone comes to you with a concern or a question. Many cyber attacks are thwarted simply because someone says, "This doesn't look right." Even in the midst of a busy day or on a rushed project, make sure that everyone in your organization knows that you support them being vigilant and taking the time to ask questions. Let's go to cyber tip number 4. Staff training. Training can make all the difference. Our colleagues in risk and training work hard to ensure that ours is relevant, timely, and engaging. Please take full advantage of it. And finally, on to cyber tip number 5. Critical tasks and testing controls. Cybersecurity is improved through training, awareness, and focus. But what truly makes it effective is when you bring it into your specific organization, your processes, your tasks, and your systems. When you document your processes and controls and test them for security challenges, you are safeguarding the vital work of your department at a higher level. And those are our 5 CTR cyber tips.
Thank you, Comptroller McNamara. That's fantastic. And for your support for the CTR Cyber 5 series. For more information on cybersecurity internal controls, please check out our cyber page on macomptroller.org. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again on CTR Cyber 5.